birds flying high. You know how I feel. Sun in the sky. You know how I feel. Breeze drifting on by. You know how I feel. It's a new dawn. It's a new day. It's a new life for me. And I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good.
Well, basically, we didn't have anything else to do other than farm or work around on the property where you lived. You did your chores, and after you did your chores, you either did your homework, and then the rest. We didn't have basketball. I mean, if we didn't know anything about basketball or tennis. I mean, that was out. I mean, the only thing we could do was play baseball or softball, and that was all we had.
When we played in the Negro League before Jackie broke the color barrier, they supported us 100%. 100%. The stands was always full, regardless of where you went. We had an East and West game that we played in Chicago, Comiskey Stadium, and that stadium was packed. I mean, it was standing room only, and it was packed. Had people come from all over the world to see the All-Star game there. And as a phrase was made when Jackie Robinson broke the colored barrier, says it was a damn shame for 500 or 800 people to lose their job over one man to break the color barrier, because all the good ball players went into the major leagues, and that's when the Negro League folded.
When Jackie Robinson dumps Reynolds' fastball pitch into short left for a single, Reed scores and ties up the ball game at 1 apiece. On Shea's second pitch to Reacher, the fleet-footed Robinson lights out for second and beats catcher Berra's hurried throw to Rizzuto.
As I always say, you know, if you open up a crate of apples, there are always going to be one or two bad ones in there. So, and that's the same way with the Negro League players. There's always one or two saying, I should have made it, I should have been picked. But deep down in my heart, I think Branch Rickey did the right thing by picking Jackie Robinson over all of the other Negro League players. Because you must realize, when Jackie broke the color barrier and went to Montreal to play, all they wanted him to do was fight back or call names or something. And they said, well, that's what you expect out of blacks. That's what you expect. They can't handle the situation. And he didn't do that. And that's what broke the color barrier. That's what went into the white society that he was there. So the white society said the pastime of baseball was for whites and whites only. And then when Jackie Robinson went up there and broke the color barrier, they just opened their mouth and couldn't believe it.
Sachi Page is mellow, so is Campanella, Newcomb and Dovey too. But it's a natural fact when Jackie comes to bat, the other team is through. Boy, hey, Jackie Robinson, hit that ball, he hit it. Boy, and that ain't all he's so wrong. Yes, yes, Jack is real gone. Jackie is a real gone guy.
There's a lot about Jackie that they wrote about that's not true. Jackie was a great man. He did something none of the other players could do at that time. But the story they tell about him did not happen like they said it did. And this is from the old men who was there, who prepared him to do what he did, passed it down to me. I want to go back to when black men was playing in the major leagues in the late 1800s. They were playing in the major leagues alongside white players. And something happened. The black players somehow excelled faster than the white players. So if you own the team, you want it, and you want to win, you want the best ball player. And somehow, those black ball players excel faster. They can run faster, jump higher, and hit the ball further. But it was called a white man's sport. So it bothered the white power structure, and they had to figure out how can we stop this flux of black players coming into the major league, because they're coming in too fast. It won't be long when it's all going to be black. So they set out to stop it, and they were very, very successful in doing it. The first thing they did is call all the owners into a room, and they voted. Each owner voted that they would not hire another black man to play on their team. Almost overnight, all those great black ball players, they disappeared from the major league roll. Moses Fleetwood Walker would be the first and the last. It would be 63 years later before you heard the word Jackie Robinson. Those black men that was ousted from the major leagues, and this is what disturbs me. What happened to them? Why didn't they protest? Well, they didn't protest because the Supreme Court made a law saying that, hey, it's legal for y'all to separate from them. So they got away with it. These men, these baseball players, went away and formed teams of their own and played each other. But I have you to know that they took that little white ball called baseball and perfected it. They made it what they're calling it today, American greatest pastime. Ladies and gentlemen, their style, their technique of play was different than that of the major leagues. Thousands of people will come out and watch them play because of that. It was more exciting, more daring than that of the major leagues.
The only difference where the major leagues, they played, 1 or 2 days and traveled and had a day off here and a day off there. Where when we wasn't playing in the league, we played every day. And that's the way we played every day. And we traveled 300-400 miles between games, different cities. Sometimes I know that we got on the bus here in Baltimore, we went to Cleveland and maybe played a doubleheader. And we left Cleveland and maybe went to Chicago and played a triple hitter where there's 2 teams play, 4 teams play, and leave there and go to Texas and make the circle and end up back in Baltimore. And I'll tell you, riding in a school bus, that was no picnic. We didn't have the seats that laid back or anything.
We played a ball game in Kansas City, Seth. You were driving your car. We left Kansas City Sunday night, rode on that bus from Sunday night until Tuesday morning, got into Philadelphia, played a twilight doubleheader. How is it that you were able to perform day in and day out, living under the conditions that you were?
Well, Jack, it's the only thing I can see that when we was back playing like that, we used to ride with our knees up under our chin and 400 and 500 miles. We couldn't eat correctly at times, and then we'd get out and didn't have time to stretch and jump on maybe one of the best clubs in Philly, and it'd be a 1 or 2-0 game, and we'd done that for years, not only just 1 year. That's the way we did until you got in the major.
Mm-hmm.
So, the Negro League players played every day. This is the only way they can make enough money to go to the next city and play. We call them money games. We got 60% of the gate if we won. If we lost, we got 40. And we could not take a chance of losing. We needed that money. We prayed it didn't rain. That was life in the Negro League.
Life could be a dream. Life could be a dream.
And they started me with $250 a month. That was $250. Yeah, that was pretty good money, you know, for me, you know, and because some of the major leagues, the farm clubs was only getting about 150. You know what I mean? So I felt like that was pretty good. And some of them were getting 125 a month, like Class B. Some of them were getting like $150 a month, Class B. I'm talking about farms, you know, that wasn't no money.